Hello, greetings. This class is all about working on core strength, so that solar chakra, that space behind the belly button, working on the pit of the belly, the fire, the motivation, the confidence, the go power, the do. So all of that, core of the torso, the center of the torso, all of that kind of feelings we get a fire in the belly, and we just want to, kind of get the motivation and the initiative to go do things. So that is, and also, working on core strength helps with like mobility, just to be able to lift using the core and to move and twist. And core strength is really important for balance, for strength, for support of the back. So when we have a strong core, that helps support our back muscles. It alleviates the pressure and the strain on the back, especially the lower back, when we have a stronger core. So working on that, exciting practice today. Everything is done on the back, so that is a little bit different. This whole practice is just kind of more floor work, more mat work, not a lot of standing balance. There's a little bit of balance with some of the asana, but it's mostly very grounding, which is kind of fun because it's fiery with the core, but very kind of low to the earth and grounding at the same time. Crystal wants to practice with me here. She's a lovey kitty. All right, so awesome. So we're gonna start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So Supta Baddha Konasana is soles of the feet meet together, and we can do this laying down. Let's do it laying down. I'm gonna set up first just so sitting, so you can see how the body is. So this is when we have our hips open, soles of the feet meet together. It's a nice hip opener. And so you can lay down first and then set up for Supta Baddha Konasana. So first, I always like to connect with the breath. So we're gonna take our left hand on our heart, our right hand on our belly, and we're gonna have the soles of our feet together in Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. We're gonna connect with the breath first. So set up in this supine position. Hand on the heart, hand on the belly, and this laying back. You can also place blocks underneath the knees. So I'm gonna set up, you go ahead and lay down, and just so you can hear me really well, I'm gonna sit up and guide through this breath work, this pranayama technique. So just connecting with these spaces in our body, with our heart and our bellies, our core, our solar chakra. So taking a 2-part breath, with the eyes closed. Just settle into the space on your mat, laying down in supine position. Feel your mat below you, feel the earth below you, settled in with ease. So we're gonna take a 2-part breath, breathing into the chest first. So and really I invite you to visualize the breath. So visualize fresh oxygen circulating around the heart space. And then the second part of the breath, breathing into the belly, circulating around that solar chakra, puffing up the belly, fresh oxygen, swirling, circulating around the belly. So breathe into the heart, upper chest expands, sternum broadens, filling that heart space with fresh breath, and pause. Breathe into the belly, belly puffs up. Feel the rise of your right hand with your belly breath. Breathing in that fresh air into the belly, circulating around, puffing up the belly, and pause and slowly exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe into the heart space, half of your breath, and pause. Breathe into your belly, puff up the belly, really expand the belly, feel the hand rise, and pause. And slowly exhale on the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe into the heart. Fresh air circulating around the upper chest, upper lung. And pause. Breathe into the belly, full belly breath, calming the nervous system, connecting with the breath, and pause. Slowly exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take a couple more breaths at your own breath cycle, your own pace. Awesome. Gently release your hands and just let that breath go. Take some normal, smooth breaths. We're gonna lay back down. I'm just gonna scoot up so you can hear a little bit better. So in supine position, we're gonna have our feet planted on the mat and lower back planted on the mat. So we're gonna take a very subtle body cat-cow and just really moving our hips and moving our pelvic region. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see a little bit better here. So laying back, really working on the movements of the lower back and the hips. So really subtle cat-cow. Just going to tuck the tailbone in. So you can see how it's very subtle, just tucking the tailbone in and tucking the chin to the chest. So we're kind of doing a crunch here. Lifting, you can use your feet a little bit to lift. You don't really want to lift your hips off the mat, but just tucking the tailbone in, tucking the chin in. Exhale. Inhale, roll the pelvis forward. So rolling forward and looking up. So it's a very gentle movement of the spine here. So inhaling, belly rises, pelvic tilts forward, pelvic area tilts forward, and chin rises. So opening up through the front body. And exhale, tuck the tailbone in, chin to chest. Breathe out all your air. Inhale, pelvis tilts forward, chin rises, belly button rises. Full breath into the front body. And exhale, tuck it in. Roll that pelvic area up. So rolling it towards the top of your mat. Chin to chest. Kind of having this crunching motion. Kitty. And then inhale. Pelvic area rolls forward, chin up. And go ahead and do this a couple times at your own pace. Kitty's rolling around on my hair. And now we're going to take a twist back this way, as you can see. So go ahead and release that subtle body cat-cow and just letting the knees roll to the left. You can take cactus arms or arms out to a T. I got my kitty right next to me here. And then, so knees to the left and gently take your gaze to the right. So just a very soft spinal warm-up. So we did that subtle body cat-cow that warms up the spine, this gentle twist. And just breathe into this twist. Taking your gaze, your drishti to the right. We're going to take it to the other side. Lift the knees up. The knees gently fall to the right. And take your gaze to the left. It's a nice spinal twist. lift the knees. I'm gonna roll back a little bit here. So we're gonna take a side body stretch. And placing the left foot all the way to the left corner of the mat, take the right foot and place it over the left foot. So you've got ankles crossed here, moving that over. Arms come forward, reaching to the top of the mat and to the left. So you've got left foot, left heel grounded in the mat, right heel over the left, reaching towards the left. Arms stretching and reaching, feeling a nice side body. You can see how this is a half moon shape with the body. So breathing into the right side body, feel the expansion of the right ribs, a nice stretch in the hip, the shoulder, the ribs, breathing that oxygen into the right side body. Just really stretch and breathe. We're going to take it to the other side. So take that right foot to the outer edge of the right of the mat. Left foot on top of the right foot. So ankles stacked. And taking your arms overhead and reaching to the right. So feeling the expansion in the left side body. Breathe into the left ribs. Feel the left ribs expand, fill up with fresh air. Feel a nice stretch in the shoulder, the hip. So warming up the spine in all directions. Got a little twist, forward, undulation, forward and back. And now a side body stretch. And go ahead and release. And let's end that spinal stretching with a good morning stretch. So point the toes, reach the toes, reach the arms out above your head, and just a big full body stretch. So reach and stretch and point the toes. And release that. So warm up the spine in all directions, laying down. So it's fun. You can do that on your knees. You know, you can warm up the spine standing up. You can do it laying down completely on the back or the belly. All right, so we're gonna fire up the core. So really inviting you to think about your lower back, your sacrum, really becoming flush to the mat, flush to the floor. So really think about pressing that lower back into the mat. I like to think of that little gap that I have, you know, just really tucking, rolling that pelvic area in and tucking the lower back into the mat. And that will keep the pressure out of the lower back, and it activates the core instead of using the lower back to lift the leg or do any other core work. So I'm gonna move a kitty here. Excuse me, kitty. Scooch. All right, so we'll practice dead bug on. So really think about pressing the lower back into the mat, and instantly that activates the core. So pushing the lower back into the mat and then lifting the legs. So you can see if you don't do that first, the back automatically arches to lift. So really engage the core first, press the lower back down, and then lift the legs. So legs are at a 90 degree. And I'm gonna switch over here so you can see. So legs, 90 degree. And again, my back is arching a little bit, so I'm gonna repress my back into the lower back into the mat. And then you can take your arms out for a little stability. Just kind of holding on to your arms out to a T, and then tap the toes, tap the right toes. And repressing the lower back. This is something I constantly have to revisit because it's very easy to arch the back as we do toe taps and as we lift. So repress the back in, tap the right toe and lift, tap the left toe and lift. And just go ahead and keep alternating as you press the back into the mat. I like to visualize my lower back with no space, just kissing the mat, pressing it down into the mat. So keep alternating toe taps. And if you want even more of a challenge, what you can do is place your hands behind your head and lift. Lift your body up. Lift your head up, lift your shoulders up, and then toe tap. So that makes it more challenging. And keep alternating toe taps. And just keep that going a couple more times. Now we're gonna hold and take the right elbow and scrunch it towards the right hip. So repressing the lower back into the mat. And reach that right elbow towards the right hip. So we're crunching in the right side body. And again, you can lay back all the way and do it and move the elbow, or you can lift and really pull the elbow towards the right hip. And take it to the other side. So left elbow towards the left hip, crunching on that left side body. So really squeezing and crunching on the left. And go ahead and release. Just let that go. I'm gonna get my block.